good starting guide into what you need, and this is what I personally did to enter Vietnam. On the camera officially now to actually vlog. Today's been a crazy day. So yeah, there's a few things that sort of went wrong. Not wrong, but just today's just been crazy. So I'll take you through how today went, and I'll chuck up some B-roll footage as we go. But I started off, so I need to get a rapid antigen test to fly to Vietnam, which is where we're going today. So I get a taxi to the rapid antigen test place, and they say on the website that you can just walk into the office and get a test. Well, that wasn't the case. You see, you had to go through a drive-through. So I managed to just get the attention of my taxi driver before he drove away, hopped back in the taxi, got my test, but then they didn't have my reservation, which I booked online 2 hours before, but I had a reservation confirmation. So they wanted me to fill in all my information handwritten on this piece of paper, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, like I've already filled it in online. So they checked again, and anyway, so I only had to fill in a few things like my email and passport, and then they test me. I got dropped off at the airport by the same taxi driver, and then I lined up to check in. Now, this lady's going around with this QR code, and everyone's like scanning it on their phones, and like there's people in the line who are really, really old, and there was 2 guys in front of me who seemed like that they had a big night last night. They were a little bit hungover. But there was this massive form that you had to fill out. You had to upload your negative COVID result, your vaccination certificates and all of that stuff. A little bit like a Thailand pass if you've done that before. Luckily, I had already done mine. There was this bloke in front of me, dropped all of his paperwork on the ground, and I was just looking around like so thankful I did the research and actually realized that I needed this document. And I just showed the lady, I'm like, yeah, I got my document. She's like, whoa, like you're prepared? I'm like, yeah. So it just sort of goes to show a lesson that if you're going to a country, especially in 2022 in these times, you know, you do your research. Hey, alrighty guys, so it's Jack from production here. Jack from Vlog World actually forgot to mention how to enter Vietnam, probably because I was so caught up on catching my flight and I was probably a bit tired. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. I'm going to show you how to apply for your Evisa that gets you 30 days into the country, and also how to fill out your health declaration form as soon as you get your PCR or rapid test results, how to fill out your declaration form. And you will most likely do that either at the airport if you get a rapid antigen test on the day, or if you get a PCR test, you can do that at home before you go to the airport. So let's dive into my computer and let's check it out. Radio, so you're going to need 2 main websites, right? One is the Evisa website, which is you're going to want to apply for your Evisa at least 3 business days before you leave. That's how long it takes to process. Personally, I would apply at least a week before. Now, there's a few things that you need to know about your Evisa. Number 1 is the date of entry that you put down is the date your visa starts. Jay and I made this mistake, and we actually put down that we would enter in on the 1st of April. Well, we ended up extending our stay in Thailand for another week, and we actually entered in on the 8th of April. When they stamped our passport at immigration in Vietnam, it said that we entered in on the 8th. Therefore, our visa was only 3 weeks, not a month. So it doesn't start when you enter the country, it starts from when you fill it out on the form. So make sure that you get that right. The date that you fill out on the form, you want to show up on that date so you get a full month, a full 30 days. So what do you need to do? So you go onto this website, which I'll link in the description. All you have to do is right click on this. Oh, I've already got it open, but right click on this, open it up. So you just want to read all that information, press confirm, press agree. Now what you want to do is upload all of your passport information, fill out all your details. I'm not going to go through that, it's very straightforward. Put in the capture code, and then after about 3 business days, you should get your e-visa. Now, you can, you'll get a code which you can check the status, and there's a contact button as well, which you can email them if there's anything wrong. Now, once you get that, so it'll look something like this. I've zoomed out because I don't want to reveal my personal details, but it'll look something like this. So once you fill all that out, get e-visa, what you need to do is then do your health declaration form. Now, there's 2 key things that you need for this. 1, your COVID vaccination certificates. And number 2, your negative rapid test 24 hours before, within 24 hours before your flight, I'll say, sorry, or a PCR test that is 3 days, within 3 days before your flight. Okay, so I went for the rapid test within 24 hours before my flight, and what you need to do is fill all this out. Once you get your negative result, upload that to this, and yeah, see, you upload it just here, fill out all this, submit, and you'll get a QR code straight away and a form straight away, and you can just use that at check-in. Now, this is what I was talking about that people hadn't done when they were checking into the airline. So you want to make sure you do this before you get to the airline. Otherwise, you're going to be strolling around on your phone, trying to upload a photo and a PDF, and then it won't work. So you're best off to have it all done already, and if you carry a laptop around with you when you're traveling, I recommend doing it on the laptop. It's much easier, but you can do it on your phone. It's pretty easy, but you're going to want the time to be able to do it. And obviously select English as your language if that's the language you speak. If you speak something else, click that. And yeah, that's all the documents you need. So, and then when you show up to Vietnam, they'll ask you for your negative COVID certificate. They'll ask you for your vaccination. They'll ask you for this this form right here and the code, and they'll ask you for your e-visa. And then once you do that, you're good to go. Personally, I didn't get asked for an onward flight, and I also, yeah, that's it. Personally, I didn't get asked for an onward flight. So if you're worried about that, you can take your chance. But yeah, I recommend having an onward flight or a return flight because, you know, immigration. I hope that that was helpful and gave some insight into how to enter Vietnam. I hope that this gives a good base for your research. Now, please don't take everything I say with 100% accuracy. You need to do your research, okay? But this is a very good video and a good starting guide into what you need, and this is what I personally did to enter Vietnam. So let's get back to the video, and I appreciate you all. Yeah, and then I've got through security and walked forever because in Thailand, if you buy something really expensive, you get a tax refund form. And what that allows you to do is get 7% back on what you've purchased. So the new MacBook Pro that I purchased, what you saw in my last video, I was able to get 7% back on that. So I was able to get about 250 Australian dollars cash in the airport. But once I got through security, I went all the way down to where it was, and it was closed. And it said, please use the other side, the one on the other side. So I walked all the way back up to the other side. I've got about an hour until I start boarding. My gate's literally just over there. Let's board the plane. We have made it in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, my second country for this who knows however long period of continuous travel. I gotta say, I am absolutely exhausted. My journey here was interesting. as I got through immigration and everything okay, which was great. So I went through immigration, got my bags, went out of security, and there was like no SIM card shops open or currency exchanges. There was only one currency exchange open, that was it, and a taxi booth. So I went to the currency exchange. I'm pretty sure I got ripped off. The currency here is so weird. It's like it's in like the 100,000s. So it's like 100,000 dong. I don't even know. To be honest, that's something that I realized. I am not prepared for this country one bit. I've done no research. I know none of the language. Nothing. I don't know any words. I don't even know thank you, hello, anything. That was something in Thailand. I was fortunate. I knew a lot. I knew how to say a lot of things in Thai, and I knew about the currency, but here I've got no idea. I still don't have a SIM card, so I need to sort that out tomorrow. But my taxi ride here, now that was interesting. So I get in the taxi, I say to the driver, do you know where to go? And he said, yeah, because I organised it with the taxi booth. I showed the taxi booth my hotel. Anyway, we're driving, and we end up like in this walking street, like packed full of cars. There was cars everywhere. My driver nearly crashes into another taxi, and then he asked me where my hotel is, and I said to him, like, I thought you knew where to go. Anyway, so lucky, if you have Google Maps, you can actually download a section of Google Maps. So before I left, I actually downloaded Ho Chi Minh City just in case I wouldn't have a SIM. So I was able to sort of type in the hotel on his phone, even though his letters were in like Vietnamese and it was really weird. And anyway, so he dropped me off, but the road that the hotel is on is really small, so cars can't fit in. So he dropped me off in a place that was close to it, and then I had to go up to locals and ask them where the hotel was. I found the street where the hotel was at. I walked completely past the hotel, walked probably 50 meters, then walked all the way back. And then turns out this hotel isn't even that nice anyway. I know I sound a bit croaky, like I'm sick. I'm not. Every time I get off a plane, I'm like this because of the aircon on the plane. It gets in my throat or something like that. It's really annoying. But yeah, I'm knackered. I'm gonna go to sleep. Actually, I should probably have a shower and then go to sleep. And yeah. But thanks for sticking along with me. If you've got to this point in the video, once again, thank you so much. And as always, keep it real, guys. Mekong Delta is the 12th largest river in the world. Currently at the biggest pagoda in Mekong Delta. So people actually live on these houses right here and have their fish farms as well, and then go and sell it at the local market. Jay and I just got off the bus. As you can see, we're packed in like sardines. It's crazy.